Now, have you ever seen withdrawn? Do you know whether any of those golf balls that you said you were chipping around the yard were ever retrieved by anybody?
I believe so, yes.
Who retrieved them?
I believe LAPD.
And how do you know that?
Because I have some memory that I read a report that they did.
And have you ever seen those golf balls?
No.
Did LAPD ever bring them into the courtroom, or did anybody else ever bring them into the courtroom?
Not that I know of.
Did you ever say to somebody, hey, you know, get those golf balls for me, bring them to court?
For what?
Did you request that they be brought to court?
No.
Okay. And what is this document where you read that the golf balls were retrieved from your property?
Some form of discovery.
Do you know whether the golf balls that you read in this report that were retrieved from your property were the ones that you hit on the evening of June 12 as opposed to some prior occasion?
No.
Did you hit max fly 100s on June 12 on your property?
One might have been. They might have been. It was just the scuff balls that I hit away. And I was just looking for scuffs more than anything.
When you were going into your golf bag, you said you picked out max fly 100s.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the bag of balls in the Bentley trunk.
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer audibly.
Yes.
Okay, so I take it all these balls then were max fly 100s?
No.
You also picked out other balls as well?
I probably hit away some other balls, yes.
Were you picking out balls to hit in the yard that were not max fly 100s?
I was picking balls out to take with me were max fly 100s. Whatever I grabbed that hit away were scuffed balls. And I just hit them away.
So you have no way then of knowing whether these balls that you read about in the LAPD report are the actual balls you hit that night, correct?
That's correct.
Did you ever ask anybody to go look for those balls that you hit that evening on the property?
No.
Now the balls that you hit, withdrawing, the club you used to hit those balls was the pitching wedge, correct?
That's correct.
And that wedge was placed back in the trunk of your Bentley, right?
That's correct.
And was that wedge seized by the LAPD?
I think at some point, yes.
Okay. Did you get it back yet?
I believe so, yes.
When did you get that wedge back?
I think when I was in jail.
They returned it to whom?
To Rockingham, I assume.
All the clubs were returned?
I never really checked to see, but I'm assuming of that group of clubs, I'm assuming they were, yes.
Where is this pitching wedge now?
I hope in my garage.
Have you used it since that evening when you hit golf balls on June 12, 1994?
I might have.
You remember using it?
I might have. I don't know. We hit a lot of balls in the front yard. So, I mean, I grab a club. Some of my security, I grab a club. Even some of my lawyers have grabbed a club. So, you know.
You're saying since you were...
Even some of my lawyers have taken some clubs.
Now, we don't need to put this on the record.
Let the record reflect that the witness looked towards the general direction of Mr. Baker. Have you hit any golf balls at night at your Rockingham property since you were released from jail?
Yes.
Okay. And have you done so with other persons?
Yes.
Who?
Security, and I don't know if you guys were around. Whoever was around.
Yes.
Whoever was around.
How many times did you do that?
How many times I've done it
Since you got out of jail? At night at Rockingham? 10 o'clock?
Oh, Jesus, 10 o'clock, I don't know.
9, 10 o'clock or
After
later?
dark.
After dark.
After dark, 3 or 4 times.
And every time was with someone else?
Well, every time somebody was there. I mean, I have security that is full-time now. A few times they were there.
And they saw you do it?
Oh, yeah.
And who was the security personnel?
I can't give you any last names, but Thomas, Jeff, Dave,
And who were the lawyers?
Phil Baker, Bob Blasier, I'm not sure.
Did the lawyers also swing the clubs?
Yes.
Okay, and were you
Not all the time. Not, you're talking at least one
Yeah.
occasion or something.
Were any of these incidents when you hit golf balls from Rockingham after you got out of jail for the purpose of demonstrating what you were doing on the evening of June 12th?
Well, you can talk about, don't answer that question, but you can talk about anything other than any demonstrations that your lawyers had you do.
After dark, no.
But before dark, yes.
Well, don't answer that question.
You want to answer that?
No, he's not going to answer that.
I think what he does, Mr. Baker, is not a communication. Demonstrations are not protected, but I'm not going to convince you, I can see.
No, you're not.
We'll just have to take it to the judge.
Fair enough.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to show you some photographs, which I'd like to mark. I guess we'll start with Exhibit 22.
Look.
Here. Have them look at these real fast. Keep them in order. Not now.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Simpson, now that the lawyers have seen this, let me show you Exhibit 22. What is that a picture of?
A golf bag.
Is that the golf bag that you took to Chicago on June 12th?
It appears to be, yes.
And does this contain the clubs that you had recently received from Callaway about a month before?
I really can't tell, but I see one or two of the clubs look like Callaway Big Bertha irons, and that would be the type of irons that I had.
Okay, this was a new set of irons you had gotten?
Yes.
Were
yes.
the woods new also?
No.
And the putter?
No.
When you took this, it was a Swiss Army golf bag, correct?
Yes.
Is that made by the Forstner Company?
I doubt it.
Okay. Having to do with Forstner?
Well, Swiss Army is.
Is that something that is placed on the bag?
Yes, I
Oh, I
believe so.
see. Okay. When you went to Chicago, you put this bag in what you called a cover bag, correct?
That's correct.
And, was this the, had you used these clubs earlier on the day of June 12th?
Yes.
This exact set of clubs?
Well, if that's the clubs, yes.
Yeah. And had you used them the day before on June 11th?
Yes.
Okay. And when you used them, you went to play locally at Riviera, correct?
That's correct.
Both on June 11 and June 12, right?
That's correct.
And when you used them on those occasions, you did not have a you didn't have a cover bag, correct?
Didn't have a travel bag, no.
Okay. And where was your cover bag?
In the entry of my house.
Kept there on June 11 and June 12?
Yes.
And what car did you use to go play golf in on June 11?
Sorry, what?
What car did you use to drive to the golf course on June 11?
I don't know.
What are the choices?
Bentley or Bronco.
You don't remember which one you used?
No.
What did you use on June 12?
Bronco.
Okay. Where were you, strike that, where did you put this golf bag with all the clubs in it into the cover bag?
The location where he was when he inserted it?
In front of my house, or at the entry portion of my house.
You took the golf clubs to the entryway of your house.
Yeah, at the entry, and then the cover was still there because I had taken them off Saturday morning there.
The entryway was inside the house, right?
Yes.
On the floor?
Yeah.
In a closet?
No.
Just lying there?
Yes.
Just on the other side of the front door?
Yes.
Okay, if you opened the front door, would it hit the golf cover bag?
If it spread out, maybe, but I don't think it was then. It was to the facing the front door to the left.
Against the wall?
Yeah.
Okay. And you took your golf clubs inside the house and put the cover bag on?
I don't think so. I think I brought the cover bag out.
Out, right outside the front door?
Yeah.
In the entry, well, what do you call that area right outside the front
Yeah,
door?
my entry, my
Okay.
front, yeah.
The
Not
front
the foyer,
entry.
not the foyer, but the entry.
And you put the cover bag on at that time, right? Or at that location, I should say.
Yes.
What time was that?
That was before I went to McDonald's, so that would have been before 9 o'clock.
Okay. And when you put the cover bag over the golf clubs, did the cover bag also have another pair of shoes in it?
It may have, or the golf bag may have had a pair of shoes in it.
Okay, this golf bag had a pair of shoes in it?
It could have. I'm not sure right now. I don't recall.
Did you put another pair of shoes in the cover bag?
Another pair of shoes ended up in the cover bag. I didn't specifically put them in the cover bag, but at some point, obviously, I had. But there was definitely a pair of shoes in the outer cover bag. Yes.
When did you put those shoes in the outer cover bag?
I don't know.
Did you do it on the evening of June 12th?
I went to make sure that they were in there on the evening of June 12th, and they were.
When you took the cover bag off 2 or 3 days before, were the shoes in the cover bag from your prior trip?
They could have been, because I did take them with me on the prior trip.
You don't remember one way or the other?
No.
And did this bag have a place where you could put the shoes in the shoe bag?
If I wanted to, yes.
And where was that? Can you point to it?
This zipper that comes down, it could have gone in right there.
Under where it says Swiss Army?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now, when you put the golf bag into the cover bag shortly before you went to McDonald's, is that what you said?
Yes.
Around 9 p.m.?
Well, before I went, yes.
Shortly before you went?
I don't know about shortly, but sometime before I went.
Well,
yes.
what time was it?
I don't know. It was sometime between 7 and 9.
You can't fix it any closer than that?
Can I fix it any closer than that?
So any time between 7 and 9 o'clock is when you put the golf bag into the cover bag.
That's correct.
And when you did that, what did you do with the cover bag that had the golf clubs in it?
Put it on my bench.
Outside the front door?
That's correct.
And it stayed there
Yes, for a while.
for a while
Yeah, till we took them off the bench.
to go into the limousine?
No, a little before I went into the limousine.
Okay. But once you closed up that cover bag between 7 and 9 o'clock, you never opened it again, correct?
Incorrect.
Why did you open it?
I wanted to make sure I had my black shoes in there.
The golf shoes?
Yes,
And were they in there?
yes.
And are those the shoes in the cover bag or the shoes in the golf bag?
Cover bag.
So you opened it one time, looked in the cover bag, saw the shoes, closed it, and then you did not open it again, correct?
No, until when?
Until you got to Chicago,
No, that's not correct.
until you got into the limousine.
That's correct.
Okay. Focusing up at the time that you left the Rockingham property, you didn't,
Focusing up.
up until the time when you left the Rockingham property in the limousine on June 12, you did not open that cover bag again after you looked and checked for the black shoes, right?
Yes.
And when was it that you looked and checked for the black shoes?
Somewhere around 11 o'clock, or somewhere around 11 o'clock. And that's a guess.
That's your best
Shortly
guess?
Yeah, shortly before I left to go, before we drove out of my driveway.
When you looked for the shoes, was the limo already there?
Yes.
And it was past the gate and
No,
it was still on the other side of the gate?
that's correct.
Okay. That was 22. Let's tab that. Tab that 22. Let me show you exhibit. Let me show you what has been marked as exhibit 23. Mr. Simpson, I'm showing you a photograph marked as Exhibit 23. Can you identify what is in that photograph?
It appears to be a Swiss Army cover travel bag.
And is that the travel bag that you have been referring to? Excuse me. Is that the bag that you've been referring to so far as a cover bag?
One like this, yes.
Is that the exact one?
I don't know.
Does it look like it?
Yes.
That's the bag that you just testified about, correct?
Yes.
Bag that he just testified with?
Cover bag.
Yes, I believe so.
Now, pointing to this cover bag, where do you open the zipper to look for the shoes? Or where did you open the zipper to look for the shoes?
I really can't make it out here. Wherever you open the zipper to put the clubs in is the zipper that I open to look for the shoes.
And there's another compartment in there for the shoes? There's another compartment inside the cover bag for
No.
the shoes?
No.
Just lying loose in there?
Yeah, mine was.
Is that a blue cover bag?
No,
What color is it?
black.
And the golf bag is black too, right?
Yes.
Let me show you the next photograph, which marked as Exhibit 24. You recognize what is depicted in that photograph?
Yes.
What is that?
A Louis Vuitton travel bag.
And that was, excuse me, I'm sorry.
No, suitcase.
Is that the Louis Vuitton suitcase that you took to Chicago?
One like this, possibly this could be it.
Okay. And that's the, when you went to Chicago, you've already said you didn't have your new suit in there, right?
He didn't say it was new, he said he didn't have
You're
his
correct.
suit in there.
You did not have your suit in there, correct?
That's correct.
Was it a new suit?
All my clothes are relatively new.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, what was in this Louis Vuitton bag when you went to Chicago?
A couple of golf outfits, maybe a t-shirt or two, some underwear, maybe a pair of shoes.
Dress shoes?
Yes, I believe so. I'm not 100% sure if I didn't try to double up the shoes I was wearing as dress shoes, but
Anything else?
that'd be about it.
And everything that you went to Chicago with, you came back with in the Louis Vuitton bag, except that you also added the suit.
That's correct.
And also the garment bag in which the suit was located?
That's correct.
Okay. Did you come back with the same clothes that you went to Chicago on?
Yes.
I mean, was he wearing the same clothes?
Yeah, withdrawn. Were you wearing the same clothes back to Chicago back to Los Angeles that you had worn to Chicago?
No.
Worn different clothes?
Yes.
What did you wear to Chicago on the evening of June 12th?
I believe some jeans, white shirt, and a jean jacket. And I may have had a windbreaker with me. Not a windbreaker, but a wet jacket with me.
And what were these stonewashed jeans?
Yes.
Who was the manufacturer?
I don't know.
Were they Guess jeans?
I don't know.
What kind of jeans you usually wear?
All kinds.
You don't remember?
I
What
do
jeans
remember
they were?
all kinds of jeans I have in my home.
You don't remember what particular
Oh, no,
style
no,
this was?
No, I don't.
Did you have any socks on?
I don't think so.
And what kind of shoes did you have on?
Some loafers,
What color were they?
black or blue.
What size were they?
I don't know.
What size did you wear in 1994?
I think we've been through the size.
Size shoe?
You asked that yesterday.
No, I never asked that.
No.
You never asked the size shoes yet?
Correct.
No. Anywhere
It's
from
no big deal, we'll let him answer that.
Let me rephrase or re-ask the question. In June of 1994, what size shoes did you wear?
Depends what shoe I was wearing. I wore 12s, 11 and a half, some 13s.
And what size shoes did you? What type of shoes did you wear in size 12?
Depends on the shoe make and the shoe.
And what size, what type and make of shoes did you own at that time in size 12?
Loafers, I would imagine some loafers were 12s, some tie-ups, and tennis shoes.
Were most of your shoes that you owned in June of 1994 size 12?
I would say so, yes.
And you also said you had some size 11 and a halves?
Mhm.
You have to answer all of them.
Yes.
What shoes did you have of that size in June of 1994?
Probably tennis shoes and maybe 1 or 2 pair of loafers.
Sorry, probably.
Tennis shoes and 1 or 2 pair of loafers.
Are these shoes gifts to you? These 11 and a halves?
Not necessarily, no.
Why did you have some 11 and a halves?
Because that's what they were.
You
11
tried
and a
them on and
Yeah.
bought them?
Yeah.
And they fit?
Yeah.
These particular tennis shoes and 1 or 2 loafers?
half. Yeah.
Okay. What were the, what was the width of your shoe size
I don't know.
in June of 1994?
I don't know.
What is it now?
I don't know.
You have no idea?
No.
When you go into a shoe store and ask the salesman for shoes, do you give them a width size?
No.
You just say, give me a size 12?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you also have some size 13s?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yes.
what you said?
Yes.
Okay. What shoes in June of 1994 were size 13s?
Some golf shoes.
Do you own a brand new pair of Nike golf shoes in June of 1994? White?
Could very well.
Do you pay for your golf shoes or are they given to you?
Sometimes I pay, sometimes they're given to me.
Do you remember a pair of white Nike golf shoes that you owned in
Not
June of
particularly.
1994?
Not particularly, but I'm sure I like Nike golf shoes, so I'm sure I probably had a pair.
Are all your withdrawn? Were all of your Nike withdrawn? Were all of your golf shoes in June of 1994 size 13?
No.
What were the other sizes?
I don't know. I'd have to look at them. Some probably were 12 for sure, and I would have to look at them.
Okay. How many pairs of golf shoes did you own in June of 1994?
Guess?
Excuse me?
Guess?
Guess.
You want me to make a guess?
No, your best recollection.
It would be my best guess.
Well, tell me.
10? No?
10?
15.
15.
Yes.
He didn't ask you that.
I'm sorry.
Where?
10 to 15.
10 to 15.
Yeah.
And where were they maintained or kept in June of 1994?
Some at my home, some at my country club, some at my other country club, some at my other home.
What are your 2 country clubs? What were they then?
Riviera in L.A. Riviera, that I would remember, Riviera, Sherwood. Mountain Gate, even though I didn't keep nothing at Mountain Gate. And then there's courses around the country.
Okay.
Why don't we take 10 minutes?
Okay.
Just can I ask one question? These are country clubs where you were a member? Is that correct?
Yes.
This is number 2, volume 2, time is approximately 2:39, and we are off the record. We are on the record. The time is approximately 3:03. This is the beginning of tape number 3 of volume 2.
We were talking about the clothing that you wore to Chicago, and you said you had the jeans and the loafers, and then we talked a little bit about the shoes. You said you also were wearing a shirt.
Pardon me?
You were also wearing a shirt when you went to Chicago on June 12th.
Yes.
What kind of shirt?
Jean. A jean shirt.
Jean jean shirt?
Yes.
What was the manufacturer? Do you
I
know
don't
the
know.
brand?
I don't know.
What color was it?
Blue. Stonewash blue.
Did you have an undershirt?
No, I had on a golf shirt, I believe, underneath it.
Underneath the this blue stonewash shirt, you had a golf shirt?
Yeah.
What color was the golf shirt?
White.
What was the brand, if any?
I don't know.
And then you had a jacket on?
Actually, I used the jean shirt as a jacket, but I had a jacket with me also, yes.
That you
Of some
carried
sort.
with you?
I can't recall if I put it in a bag or carried it with me, but I had a sort of a golf wet jacket with me.
A windbreaker, you said earlier?
Yeah, yeah. It's a golf jacket. Windbreaker is the description. There was another thing that was a windbreaker, a Hertz windbreaker.
And what was the color of that jacket?
Blue or green.
Did I show you a picture of that jacket earlier today?
Could have been.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mr. Baker?
Well, which jacket are we talking about? He's got the windbreaker and
No,
Hertz
I'm
jacket.
going to get it out right now.
Thank you.
I need to find the original.
It's 10, I think.
Might be 10. Yeah. Those grand jury exhibits. I don't know if Peter took them out of the sleeves. 1 second.
Go away.
Okay, here. Let me show you what has been previously marked as Exhibit 10, a photograph of a jacket. Is that the jacket you took?
It could have been.
And did you carry it, or did you have it in the Louis Vuitton bag or someplace else?
It wouldn't have been a Louis Vuitton bag.
So if it wasn't, if you were not carrying it in your hand, in which bag would this jacket have been?
I could have carried it, and I could have just slid it into the suit bag that I had.
With the suit?
With the suit, yeah, just, you know, unzip it and lay it in there, zip it up.
In that suit bag, was surely a suit, right?
Yes,
Pants and matching jacket?
Yes.
On a wooden hanger?
yes.
And anything else in that bag besides the possibility of this windbreaker?
Shirt and tie.
Shirt and tie?
Mhm.
Anything else?
No.
What is your best recollection, that you carried the windbreaker or you packed it?
I don't know. I really don't. I didn't pack it then, but I could have thrown it in there. You know, I could have just laid it in there so I wouldn't have to carry it on the airplane.
When you said you didn't pack it then, what did you mean by then?
Well, you're talking about packing a Louis Vuitton bag. I packed a Louis Vuitton bag in my home, and I didn't have it up in my home when I was packing a Louis Vuitton bag
Where was it?
in my Bronco.
That windbreaker was in your Bronco.
I believe so. If that was the one, yes.
And the you were packing the Louis Vuitton bag in your bedroom?
Yes.
Did you wear the windbreaker that day playing golf?
No.
The day before?
No.
When, what time did you pack the Louis Vuitton bag?
I would say right up to almost 11 o'clock.
When did you start packing it?
Technically,
What does that mean?
I put something in it. First time I put something in it, somewhere between 7:30 or so and 9 o'clock.
Where was the Louis Vuitton bag in your home before you began to pack?
In my closet, in my bedroom.
When you took it out of your closet, what time was it?
After 10 o'clock.
What's your best estimate after 10 o'clock, what time it was when you took the Louis Vuitton bag out of your closet?
I don't know.
And when you took that bag out of your closet, you then put it on your bed
Yes.
and you opened it up.
No, it was open.
It was open in the closet.
Yes.
And there was nothing in it, correct?
I think some underwear and some socks.
From a prior trip?
No.
When did the underwear and the socks get into the Louis Vuitton bag when it was open in the closet?
Somewhere between 7:30 and 9 o'clock.
Okay. And
That's a guess. Yeah.
What's your best estimate of that, of the time when, back up. When did the socks and underwear go into the Louis Vuitton bag?
You just asked that question.
Somewhere
Is that
between
what I-
7:30 and 9 o'clock.
Okay. And when you put the socks and underwear into the Louis Vuitton bag, from where did you retrieve the bag?
From my closet.
And it was open in the closet?
I opened it in the closet, yes.
You can pack in your closet, is that what you're
Yes.
saying? Okay,
He
so,
can bowl in his closet.
okay, well, you know, I have to understand, I have one of those little closets where
But you're a mere mortal.
it's about 8 inches deep, you know? So you have a walk-in closet, right?
Yes.
Off of your bedroom, right?
Yes.
And at some time between 7:30 and 9, you went into that closet and you picked up the bag from the floor,
No, from a shelf.
from a shelf.
Yes.
And the bag was empty at that time, correct?
I'm not so sure of that.
What was in it?
I don't know.
Do you have any reason? You have reason to believe that it was not empty?
It could have not been empty, yes.
What could have been in it?
Dirty clothes,
Did you take the dirty clothes out?
If
if
they're
they were
there.
in there.
Yes.
Yes.
And where did you put them if you did so?
In my hamper,
Where's your hamper?
in my bathroom.
Next to the closet?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have a place in your closet where you pack, lay the bag out, open and pack?
Not always, but sometimes, yes.
On this occasion, did you pack in the closet?
Partially, yes.
Okay. And what location in the closet?
On the floor.
So you laid the bag down on the floor, correct?
Mhm.
If there were, you have to answer audibly.
Yes.
If there were clothes, dirty clothes, you took those out and put them in the hamper in the bathroom, right?
That's correct.
Then you went and took some socks and underwear and put them into the bag, correct?
Yes.
How many pairs of socks?
I don't know.
How many pairs of underwear?
I don't know.
You were only packing for 1 or 2 nights, right?
Yes.
And after you put the socks and underwear in the Louis Vuitton bag, did you leave the bag there on the floor?
Yes.
Okay. And then did you resume packing at a later time?
Some more packing, yes.
After you put the socks and underwear, did you leave for a while?
I don't know if it was directly after I put the socks and underwear, but obviously I came downstairs again, yes.
So after the socks and underwear were in the Louis Vuitton bag, you came downstairs for a while.
At some point after, yes. After I put them in there, yes.
And then at some point after 10 o'clock p.m., you went back to the closet in the bedroom
Yes.
and resumed packing.
Yes.
And where did you continue packing?
I took the Louis Vuitton out of there, put it on my bed.
Okay. And what did you then put into the Louis Vuitton bag on your bed?
2 golf outfits.
2 golf outfits.
Yeah, well,
meaning
1, and then, yeah, eventually 2 golf outfits, yes. 2 golf outfits.
Well, did you pack both of the golf outfits in the Louis Vuitton bag at the same time? Did you go to your drawers and pull out 2 shirts and 2 pants and take
No.
them to the thing? What did you do?
I just looked at what outfits I had hanging there, and one outfit I knew I was taking, and the other outfit I kind of made a last-minute decision.
And what outfit did you know you were taking?
Just a basic outfit with a Hertz, with a white shirt, black pants, and then I decided to bring a yellow shirt just in case for the Hertz thing.
So the white shirt and black pants you put into the Louis Vuitton bag first, when you began
I laid it,
repacking
yeah.
after 10 o'clock p.m., correct?
Yeah,
And what did you then put into the bag next after the white shirt and black pants?
yes. I laid a yellow shirt in there.
A yellow shirt, a golf shirt?
Yes.
Okay. And now, did you do this right after you put in the white shirt and black pants? Or was there a gap?
I don't know.
Okay. You didn't leave the bedroom, though, right?
No.
Okay. Now, what did you put in after the yellow shirt?
Maybe a T-shirt.
And white T-shirt?
Yeah.
And undershirt?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what?
I don't think much else.
And then you closed the bag up.
Yes.
And then did you fold it
Yes.
and left it on the bed?
No.
What did you do?
Brought it downstairs
Where?
to the front of the house.
And laid it where?
Well, they would put it in the car the minute I brought it out.
I'm sorry, Will.
They put it in the car the minute I brought it out.
Yeah. When you started resuming your packing at sometime after 10 o'clock p.m., was the limo driver there yet?
Yes.
When you started the pack, as you just described, starting with the white shirt and black pants, a limo driver was already there?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you came down the stairs, did you carry that bag down yourself?
Yes.
Did you carry anything else down?
At that point, maybe my grip.
Your grip was up in your bedroom too?
Yes.
And what did you then do?
Walked out front.
And what did you do next?
Put them on the ground
Where?
in front of my house.
Was the car there?
Yes.
So you came down the steps
You
with
mean the limo?
the limo,
When
I'm
you say
sorry.
that's about a car?
Limo. Was a limo there?
Yes.
You came down the steps. The front door was open or closed?
I believe it was open at that point.
Who opened it?
Me.
Okay. And was it open the entire time you were packing upstairs?
What do you mean by entire time?
You
And
mean
you
from
said
7:30 till approximately 11?
when you took the Louis Vuitton bag out of the closet and put it on the bed and started to put in the white shirt and black pants and then the yellow shirt and then the t-shirt, you said that the limo driver was already there. Now my
Yeah.
question to you is, was the door open during that period of time?
Not when I first took it out, no.
When you first took the Louis Vuitton bag out of the closet and put it on the bed, you have to answer audibly.
Yes.
The front door was open or closed?
Close.
Then you put in the white shirt and black pants and yellow shirt and t-shirt. When did you open the front door? When you came down with the bag?
What bag?
The Louis Vuitton bag.
No. Well, I may have opened it if it was closed again. I would have opened it then, yes.
Was the door open or closed when you came downstairs
At that particular time?
to put the bag in the car?
I don't recall.
Did you make another trip downstairs to open the door
What do you mean?
during the time that you were packing this Louis Vuitton bag?
I had just been downstairs a few minutes before.
Are you saying that while you were packing this Louis Vuitton bag as it was on your bed, you made a trip downstairs?
Yes,
Okay. Before or after you completed packing these items,
before.
you had started to put in these shirts and pants,
Yes,
but not completed.
correct.
You put in the white shirt and black pants and then stopped,
Yes,
and then you went downstairs.
yes,
Okay. And you opened the door.
yes.
And then what did you do?
I looked in my golf bag.
To see if your,
Black shoes were there.
and they were.
Yes.
And you went upstairs?
After I laid it off the bench onto the ground and left my suit bag there, then I went upstairs.
Your golf bag was inside the house, right?
No,
Previously testified that it was inside the door.
No, he
that's
did not.
not correct.
He was outside, correct?
It's on the-
Correct.
You opened the door, he was outside, you looked into it, you left the door open, and then took your suit bag out also and put that outside?
Well, let me have that question read back, please.
Question, you opened the door, it was outside, you looked into it, you left the door open, and then took your suit bag out also and put it outside?
That's compound.
Okay, let me re-ask it. You just said you came down, opened the door, the golf bag, which was already in the cover bag,
Yes.
was outside on the
Yeah.
ground, right?
No.
Where was, on the bench,
Yes.
which is outside the door, right?
Yes.
And you opened it up, looked in, and
Yes.
saw your shoes there.
Yes.
And you zippered it back up, right?
Yes.
And then you went inside, right?
Yes.
And did you do anything else before you went upstairs?
No.
Okay. So you left the door open,
I don't recall.
and you went upstairs,
Yes.
and you resumed packing the Louis Vuitton bag.
Yes.
Put in the yellow shirt and the t-shirt, right?
Yes.
Zipped it up, and then
Yes.
came back downstairs
Yes.
and out.
But- Yes.
Now, when you came out the door, what did you then do?
I put the bags down. I looked into my grip,
Put what bags down?
Louis Vuitton, in my grip. And I looked into my grip, and I was looking for a few things. And I guess I started a conversation with Cato, maybe right then or maybe a little later. But Cato was saying something.
I want to be clear about these bags. When you came downstairs, you were carrying your grip and your Louis Vuitton bag, right?
Yes.
And the door was open or closed, you don't remember, correct?
No, I didn't. No, I don't remember.
And then you came out that door and you're carrying now 2 bags, right?
Yes.
And is your golf bag still on the bench?
I think at that point they'd already put it in the trunk of the car.
Okay. And then you went, what did you do with your 2 bags?
Put them right down on the ground right there.
Right
in
there
the
next to
entry.
the bench?
Well, between the benches, yeah. Every area. No,
Right.
between the benches is what that area is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between the 2 benches, I see.
Yes.
There's one on either side.
Yes.
You dropped the bags down. Did someone come and take them?
They grabbed a Louis Vuitton bag.
Sorry.
They,
You grabbed?
no,
they grabbed-
one of them grabbed a Louis Vuitton bag.
One of whom?
Cato or Allen Park.
The limo driver.
Yes.
And put that where?
They were putting it in the trunk of the car.
Okay. And you then looked into your grip, you said?
Yes.
And what were you looking for?
Whatever I might have forgotten. Make sure I had everything.
And did you forget anything?
Yes.
What had you forgotten?
My cell phone or the other parts of my cell phone.
You mean the battery packs?
Yeah, I carry it. Mine's come in a case and has another battery and it has a plug-in for a car. And it, what else does it have? Card for all the, it's a bunch of stuff. It's a nice little case.
Are we talking about the cell phone that I showed you earlier?
Yeah, one like that.
Are we talking about Exhibit 7?
Yeah, one like
Okay.
that.
Now, when you looked in your grip, the cell phone was not in it?
I don't think so, but it could have, but I know the rest of it wasn't in there.
Meaning the case with the cord?
The case with the cord with the other battery wasn't in there.
There was already a battery on the phone itself, right?
There's a battery on the phone, there's a charger that's not on the phone, there's another battery that's not on the phone, and then there's a cord that you can use for a cigarette lighter, and mine comes in a nice little case.
So missing from the bag, from the grip, were the charger, the battery, the cord, all of which would be
all be
contained in a
together.
case.
Yes,
And what color is that case?
black.
And where is that case normally kept?
There's no real normal place, normally with me. If I'm traveling, it's normally with me and my grip.
And when you're not traveling, where did you keep the case at that time?
No particular place.
Did you keep it in the car?
Well, sometimes if I got in the car and the case was, and I had the case, I'd take it out of the thing and plug it into the car, wherever I was.
So normally you kept the case in the grip and the grip was with you?
Yeah,
Okay. Did you take the grip with you to play golf that morning?
no,
Left it home?
yeah,
I'm talking about the morning of the 12th, of course.
yes.
When you looked into the grip, did anybody see you doing that?
It would have been hard for him not to.
And that was in the area between the 2 benches, right?
Yes.
And you then did not see the case, correct?
Well, I can't recall even if I saw the phone at that point, but I know that those were 2 things that were, at least the case was missing. And I can't recall right now if I saw the phone, because I went in the house briefly, and I may have picked the phone up when I went in the house in the kitchen at that point. Or the phone was there, and then I came back out, and then,
This is all while the limo driver is still there?
yeah, and Cato was walking around.
Now, do you usually take the case with you on trips?
Yes, that's what it is, a travel case.
And when you looked in your bag, was it your intention to see if the case was there, and if it was not there, to make sure you had it?
No,
What was your intention?
just to see if I had everything.
Okay. Now, when you saw that the case was missing, did you decide you want to get it?
Yes,
You wanted to bring the case with you
yes,
and the phone, correct?
of course.
And
yes.
did you do so?
Yes,
You brought the case and the phone.
I believe so,
And
yes.
did you put the phone into the case?
At some point, yes.
And did you do that before you got into the limo?
No, I don't remember.
Okay. And did you then go retrieve the case someplace?
Yes,
Where did you go get the case?
in the Bronco.
And where in the Bronco was the case?
On the seat, on the other seat in the Bronco.
On the passenger seat?
Yes,
Just sitting there?
yes.
Is that where you normally keep it?
Depends.
Is that where you used to keep it at the time?
It just depends.
Depends on what.
Depends on where I put it down.
So you don't have a regular habit putting it in a particular place in the Bronco. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Hey, did you use that case that day?
What do you mean?
Did you use the battery, the cord, or the charger?
No.
When you went out to, where was the Bronco when you went to get the case?
On Rockingham.
And you went out to Rockingham to get, to the Bronco to get the case?
Correct.
Was a limo driver in the car waiting for you while you were doing this?
No.
He had already put in the Louis Vuitton and the golf clubs in the trunk, right?
And I assumed my suit bag because I told him don't smash my suit bag.
Okay. Now, you didn't mention coming downstairs with the suit bag. When did the suit bag get downstairs?
First of all, you're incorrect.
Well, I may be. I may not be. Just tell me when the suit bag came downstairs.
When I came down to look in my golf bag for my shoes.
You brought the suit bag with you?
Yes, because I knew I couldn't carry all three of them at once.
And where did you leave the suit bag?
Right up front with my golf bag.
On top of the golf bag on the bench?
No, because I put my golf bag on the ground, so, and I could have put the suit bag on top of it, or I could have just folded it right there on the ground and then looked in my golf bag and then throw my golf bag on the ground.
So in any event, when you went off to get your phone case, the suit bag, the Louis Vuitton bag, and the golf bag were all in the trunk?
Yes.
Excuse me, Mr. Groman needs to leave now.
Okay.
We are going off the record now, and the time is approximately
Excuse me.
3:27. On the record now, and the time is approximately 3:28.
I think I asked you before, let me ask you again, I'm not sure what the answer, if I remember the answer. When you went to the Bronco to get the case, what was Alan Park doing?
Standing around by the trunk of the car, I believe.
And you left your grip back on the floor between the two benches on
Yes.
the ground?
Yes.
Okay. And when you went out towards the Rockingham gate, how did you cause the gate to open?
Push the button.
Right on the inside of the gate?
Yes.
Which side?
Left side.
And the gate swings inward?
Yes.
Okay. And then you go out the left side, right?
I don't know what left side or right side.
The gate, the box is on the left side, the gate starts to open, and then you exit, correct?
Correct.
And you walked out to your car?
Yes.
The Bronco?
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer audibly.
Yes.
And what did you do?
I looked in my car.
You looked through the
No,
window?
I just opened the door.
Which
opened
door?
the door. The driver's door. Looked in. Saw the case. Got if that was a windbreaker, grabbed that. I mean, a golf jacket. Grabbed that.
In Exhibit 10.
Yes.
And where was the, first of all, where was the phone?
The phone I'm not sure, but I think the phone was either in the bag or on my entry table, because I can't be sure if the phone was there or not, as I told you before. But the case wasn't. And then when I came back, yeah, then I grabbed the case and I grabbed the jacket.
Case was on the passenger seat, correct?
Yes, yes.
Did you open up the case right while you were in the Bronco to see what was in it?
No.
Okay. And you looked around then for the jacket, right?
No, the jacket was laying right there in between the seats.
Between the front seat and the passenger seat?
Yeah.
On the console?
Yeah, partially on the passenger seat and the console. Yes.
Okay. And you picked up the case, you picked up the jacket. Did you pick up anything else?
No.
Did you look for anything else?
No.
Okay. How were you able to see while you were doing that?
Because I got eyes.
Okay. Was there any light in there?
Yeah.
In the car?
I would assume so, but there's certainly light from the intersection.
There was a light. The car was parked near the intersection?
No, yeah, I would say so. 20 feet, 30 feet from the intersection.
It's the intersection of what two streets?
Ashford and Rockingham,
And where's there a street light there?
right in the middle of the intersection.
And you could see inside the Bronco from that street light?
I would assume I could have seen inside the Bronco without that street light, but yes, I could see clearly inside the Bronco for what I was
Was there any
looking
light
for.
on in the Bronco?
Should have been,
Why?
because I think when you open the doors, lights come on the doors.
There's only lights on the doors?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really pay attention when I open the doors of my car's lights come on.
And however the car, whatever lights are usually on when you open the door came on that time too?
Yes.
Okay. Then you closed the door,
Yes.
and did you lock it?
I don't recall.
Do you have a, how do you lock your car when you leave it, the Bronco?
Push a button, I think.
On a key?
No.
On the door panel?
Yes.
Where's that button?
On the door panel.
Which door panel?
Whichever door, I guess I'm going in and out.
Well, did you press that button that night?
I don't recall.
Did you lock the car?
I don't recall.
Is that the only way you can lock the car, by pressing that button on the door panel?
I don't know. You may be able to lock it with a key, but I'm not sure.
When you typically locked the Bronco in May, June 1994, how did you do so?
I'm sure I would push that button.
You don't have one of those keys with an automatic lock on it, do you?
As I already said, no.
Okay. And you closed the door,
Yes.
and how'd you get back into the property?
I think, I'm not sure of this, but I think the gate had closed and I used my key to open the gate.
There's a key on the outside of the gate?
Yes.
When you key it, the gate automatically opens again?
Yes.
When that gate automatically opens at Rockingham, then when you press the button on the inside, let's say, does it then close after a certain amount of
Yes.
time? What is that interval of time?
I don't know.
Roughly.
30, 40 seconds.
It opens, it stays open for 30, 40 seconds, and then closes?
Yes.
Okay. And is the same true of Ashford?
No.
How does Ashford work? Or how did it work?
No. Does it work? You can push it open if it's off the hinges, or you can push a button to open it to go out. There's no key to use to come in.
Okay, when you're on the outside, when you want to go out of the Ashford entrance, there's a place where you can press the button to open up the gate?
Yes.
And is that on the left side also, or the?
As
Or
you're going
facing
out.
Yes, as you're going out?
Yes.
And when you press that button, does the gate then, is the hinge on the left side or the hinge on the right side?
No, it opens both ways.
Oh, there's two, okay. And does it swing inside?
Yes.
And does it also then automatically close?
No.
It stays open?
Yes.
And how does one close it, manually?
Yeah, or with, if you got a thing from the car.
Oh, like a remote control?
Yeah.
Is there a remote control device for the closing and opening of the Rockingham gate?
Yes.
Okay. Is it the same one for both gates?
Yes.
Okay, and you always kept one in the Bronco?
Yeah.
in the car?
Yeah, they kept getting ripped off by the kids and stuff. So, you know, you're always fighting to have one.
I mean these gate openers?
Yeah,
Where did you keep them in the Bronco?
wherever. On the
Sure.
on the dashboard. Sometimes up there, but they all broke in the glove compartment on the seat.
Do you have a separate one
Wherever
for
they
the
are.
Bentley?
Pardon me?
Do you have a separate clicker
Yes.
for these doors for the Bentley?
Yes.
Is it the same clicker that works the garage door?
No.
Different one?
I don't know if I really have one to work the garage door, but I'm sure at one point I did.
How do you open and close the garage door from the outside of the garage?
I don't know if I, in recent years, ever have.
Okay. So, for example, when the door was opened that evening, was opened from the inside?
Yes.
Does the outside of the Ashford gate, like the Rockingham gate, have a place for a key so that you can make the doors open?
No.
So if you don't have one of those remote control gizmos, you're out of luck?
Yes.
Okay. You can't manually open them, can you, by pushing them?
No.
When you you use the key on the outside of the Rockingham gate to get back in, correct?
I believe so. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I believe so.
And then the door opened, or the gate opened, I should say.
Yeah.
And then you walked into the gate and then into the car?
I'm sorry.
You walked into the driveway in Rockingham and then to the limousine and then into the car?
No.
And where did you go?
Cato was talking about some noise, and I talked to him out front and asked Park if he had a flashlight and told Cato to go in and look in the cupboard in my kitchen.
The front door was still open?
Yes.
And when Cato said this to you, were you near the front door?
What do you mean?
In other words, you had walked in through the Rockingham gate and walked in the direction of the limousine, correct?
Yes.
And when you
Well, to the direction of my front door,
to
yes.
the direction of your front door,
Yes.
why were you walking to the front door and not to the limousine?
Because my front door was open and my bag was sitting there between the benches in front of my front door.
The grip bag.
Yes.
And you went to the grip bag, and what did you do then?
I put the phone thing in the grip bag, and I put, yeah, that's what I did at that moment.
Did you put the jacket in the grip bag?
I don't recall. I may have laid it across it.
The phone thing meaning the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer audibly.
Yes.
And then at that point in time, Cato came up to you and said something to you?
Cato had been talking to me even before I went out, and he was continuing to talk again when I came back in.
He mentioned something at that moment in time about sounds,
I think he was talking about it all the time, but I'm not sure.
including that time.
Yes.
And you then asked Mr. Park if he had a flashlight?
When I was coming back in, I said, does he have I may have said it to Cato, and Cato may have said no. And then I know during the course of whatever conversation, I was just trying to pack and leave.
Well, I want to go back here. When you were coming back to the grip bag, your purpose was to put the items in the grip bag or in the car, close the door, and get in the limo, right?
Yeah, and I had some other things, yes.
You didn't have any further business to do in the house, right?
Except to close the door.
Except to close the door,
Yeah.
which you closed from the outside, correct?
I would have, yes, but I didn't.
You had your keys with you, right?
Coming back, yes.
Because you used it to get in the Rockingham entrance,
That's right.
What keychain was that, by the way?
I don't know.
How many keys were on it?
2 or 3.
And what were those keys to?
Probably my house, maybe my office, maybe my New York apartment. I really don't know. I know my house for sure.
Are all